All right. Well, here we are. So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Unchurch. Of course, I am Katie Weaver. I'm so glad to be here with you guys today. I certainly hope that things are well in your necks of the woods. Unchurch has always been meant to be 20 minutes of spiritual upliftment, 20 minutes of community. So, if you have any comments or anything you want to add, I'll certainly be keeping an eye on the stream. Of course, I'm live streaming this into my Facebook page or my fan page over here on Facebook. So, anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day so far. I hope your Sunday's off to a good start. One caveat that came up for me today about this Sunday morning or today in general was a feeling of grief. There's a feeling of grief today in a lot of people grieving various things. And grief, of course, has been a theme for the last little while, no doubt about it, but seems like maybe that's a little bit more pronounced right now than it's been in a bit. So if you are grieving, whether you're grieving a person or a pet or a job or something else, please know that my heart is absolutely with you. That is definitely something that is coming up. And I did do an Unchurch a couple of weeks ago about grief, so I'm not going to actually speak on grief today. I just wanted to bring it up that seems to be something that people are really feeling pretty profoundly right now. So if it's you, please take care of yourself. If it's somebody that please do the same for them. It's definitely an unprecedented time. Well, one thing in Unchurch that I've always liked to do is share some good news because, even though the world's upside down, there is some good news. Before I do, though, I wanted to point out that we've also had some unprecedented Schumann resonance noise this week, and that's something that I've talked about quite a bit, and I won't give you the whole Schumann resonance primer here, but on Friday afternoon, around 2 o'clock, the Schumann resonance peaked to 140. It's only gotten higher than that one other time in recorded history. And of course, the Schumann has been being recorded since 1954. It's never gotten that high. It's only gotten that high one other time. That's ludicrous. That's very high. What empaths may feel from that is stomach disturbance. I've heard a ton of that from people, that they're having a lot of trouble with their stomachs when the Schumann is peaking. Interesting. I've seen that at my house too, as well as some people feel quite anxious or just uncomfortable in their skin. It's not necessarily a bad feeling, but it might be a feeling you can't quite put your finger on. So by yesterday, the Schumann had dropped down significantly, and we were no longer in such a crazy high place. And so that's, we did come back down. But if you have had some stomach upset, some weird vibes that you couldn't quite put your finger on this week, it could be that the Schumann was working its magic on you. Really could be. Today it's 11 right now. 11. I haven't seen it 11 in, well, I think 2 weeks, actually. So, wow. Well, there you go. So anyway, if you've had some very weird moments this week, a lot of people are describing it to me feeling like they are, uncomfortable in their skin, feeling a major feeling of anticipation, feeling like there's something they know they're supposed to do but can't put their finger on, kind of all of those things. So interesting stuff. So we'll keep an eye on the Schumann and keep tracking how that's affecting people and what you guys are doing with it, but pretty interesting stuff. All righty, so some good news for you this morning. Record-breaking amounts of solar electricity are being generated in Germany after a string of sunny days. Record numbers. We have helped the earth to heal a little in this quarantine space in some capacities. And I really am hoping that this is the breaking point of fossil fuels, that we're really going to start kicking off a lot more cleaner energies. And, that's exciting to hear that the solar electricity situation in Germany is that bright. Oh, see what I did there? That's great. Okay. Very fun. A student who grew her own canoe out of mushrooms thinks that fungus is our best ally in climate change. She grew a whole canoe that she can actually take out on the water out of mushrooms. That is pretty enterprising. So, why does she think that mushrooms are here to help us in COVID? Well, or in helping the environment, sorry. It's because they can form and bind around a given skeleton and create and sculpt. And so we could be using perhaps fungus in other ways that are more sustainable than some of the practices that we currently have. So, pretty interesting stuff. That's something that I think is worth keeping our eye on. So, anyway, and maybe you just want to make your own canoe. I don't know. You don't know. Maybe you know. Okay. Lots of fun things happening, lots of good deeds happening. One kind of fun thing is that people have been using this time to look for ways to be of service in ways that they maybe hadn't in the past. And perhaps it's because they have more time. I'm hoping I think that's probably why. But there's been a lot of lovely deeds around the world. I know that you guys have all been doing some beautiful things, but I'm going to share a few with you. A lady named Julia has been working from her home in Wisconsin, and she put a rack in her front yard that she's been putting Ziploc bags on that have a mask. She's been making these lovely masks and clipping them to this rack in her yard with a sign that says, "Need a mask? They are free. Please take what you need," making sure that her neighbors all have a mask in order to go out in public and be safe. Very sweet. Teachers have been so sweet in sharing their love. There have been things like teachers showing up at kids' houses to teach them through the window or the screen door if they're struggling with something. Teachers on Zoom, teachers having car rallies so they can drive around the neighborhood and wave at their students. Teachers going the extra mile in so many different ways. It's absolutely beautiful. Teachers making videos for their students, reading to them or just speaking to them, reassuring them, especially for younger students. Teachers can make all the difference in helping kids who are feeling anxious about these times to feel better. I think that's pretty beautiful. In Orange County, the Girl Scouts assembled 120 self-care kits to provide healthcare professionals with tokens of gratitude and appreciation. So they were full of things like essential oils, homemade sleep masks, stress balls, candles, face masks, bath bombs, energy drinks, protein bars, meditation coloring books, chocolates, lifesavers, and of course, Girl Scout cookies. So they met actually over Zoom to assemble the care kits in their individual homes, and then they were donated, which I thought was very sweet. What a wonderful way to give back to those that are sacrificing an awful lot for us right now. Lots and lots of nice things. So I think I'll stop right there. Oh, one other, people that have been sending letters and notes and treats and colored pages and all kinds of things to senior citizens, whether they are homebound at this point or they are in a facility that's locked down. People from all over the world expressing a lot of kindness to people that are in care facilities, which I thought was pretty freaking amazing. So lots of kind things, and I know that you guys have been up to a lot of kind things yourselves, but I thought those were all really beautiful examples of a little extra bit of service and kindness. And what do we know about service? Well, it's a great way to boost up the world when you might be feeling a little low. So I suspect that a lot of these acts of service are probably born in the same vein, right? People doing some service because they need to do something to feel better. And we'll take it. That's awesome. I love every minute of it. So I would love to hear what you guys are up to. And hear me now. You don't have to do any kind of giant gesture, right? You don't. Perhaps this is just phoning. Where did that word go? Making a phone call, calling somebody that you know might be struggling. Maybe it's just buying someone's coffee. Maybe it's just praying for somebody. You guys, there are so many different ways to be of service. And of course, it doesn't have to be serving half of Los Angeles, right? For it to be of value. So please don't negate your own good deeds. I know that you guys are full of them. For my kids, maybe it would be doing each other's chores. Dare to dream, man. Dare to dream. I actually wanted to do a little bit of singing bowl therapy this morning because one thing I'm hearing from a lot of you guys is you're feeling heavier than normal. Your auras are heavy. You're just feeling weighted down. And so I brought a bowl, and all I want to do is just help you guys to clear your auras, release all of that. So I'm going to ask you to put your attention right now on your spirit body. So just close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Envisioning that aura, it should be fluid. Multiple layers of color, easily moving, light and bright. If it feels constricted, tight, bound, then maybe this work is for you. So I'm going to play the bowl. While I do so, I would just like you to hold the intention that you're allowing the frequency of the singing bowl to break up anything that you're carrying in your aura that isn't yours, that's no longer serving you, or that could be holding you back from feeling your best. So we'll start there. Good. So that's a start. So the second step is to put your focus on your solar plexus. That is the chakra that's right above your belly button. It is yellow. This is your center of self-esteem. It's your center of personal power. This is the light that you shine that other people may see you in. This is the light that you shine that fills up rooms. This is the light that attracts things to you. And your heart, but your solar plexus is a really key part of how you are seen and how you see yourself. I'm going to play the bowl again. This time, I want you to envision that solar plexus getting brighter and brighter and brighter, brighter gold light, and then wrapping all the way around you, getting bigger and brighter until it has completely surrounded you in that bright light. That personal power, that place of self-love, that place of self-esteem, that place of self-assuredness. So let's do that now, starting in your solar plexus. While I play the bowl, you allowing that light to get brighter and brighter and brighter until it has completely immersed you. Good. That feels good. Good work. Okay. So hopefully that will help you to step out into your week a little lighter and brighter and ready to face the day, the week, whatever's coming. Kevin said, I can tell you what not to do. Don't fast-pace walk for 12 miles after not leaving your apartment for 5 weeks. Your feet will hate you. Oh, yikes. Yeah. Yes, they will. I guess someone had to learn the hard way. All righty, guys. I just wanted to pull a card to get some Inspiration on what we really need to focus on this week. One thing that really has been coming up for me is resiliency. Really finding that place in us that is resilient. I think we've been rock stars of it right now. It's been incredible to me to see people innovating in so many different ways. You know, they say that invention is I'm going to have that all wrong. Necessity is the mother of all invention. Thank you, left brain. Necessity is the mother of all invention. And we have had necessity, have we not? And people have been very creative in how they have moved through this time period. And I think it's pretty cool. But I've also watched the kids, the young people having to be extremely resilient with their plans on hold, with their goals really smashed to the ground. It's been an extremely trying time for these kids, and yet they have been, I think, beautifully resilient. I think they have shown us what resiliency is about because ultimately they've lost a lot, and many people have. But I think about that age, it's very normal to play your senior season of a sport or your college season of a sport. It's very normal to graduate after you've put in all the work. It's very normal to go to prom. It's very normal to just have all of these childhood experiences that we've gotten very used to kids having. And to have them all ripped away, well, I think a lot of us just go, well, that's just how it is. And it is how it is. But wow, very challenging for them. And I think that we need to, in now and moving forward, let their example of resiliency be something that we can learn something from, and also be extremely sensitive to what they have been through besides ourselves. The card that I pulled is the Instinctual Wisdom card. Instinctual Wisdom. This is from the Tarot of Transformation, if you're interested. Really cool deck. I think it's out of print, but, if you really want it, I'm sure there's a way. The Tarot of Transformation. Anyway, instinctual wisdom. So that's really what we're feeling out and working on right now. Here's the thing. That might be all you've got. And that sounds like maybe that sounded like a fear-baiting phrase, and I didn't mean for it to, but this is what I mean. Right now, there is so much information out there in the world, and so many people who believe they are an expert, whether they truly are or not. People speak with a lot of authority on subjects they don't know anything about, or they're not really experts in because they read it in an article somewhere. And we all have got to be extremely discerning in what we look at, what we believe, what we allow to become a part of our own narrative. Instinctual wisdom comes into play really strongly here, because we have to step back from the information train. We have to allow ourselves to sit with information. We have to allow ourselves to feel it in our bodies and decide what is truth. Everybody has that sense of truth for them. Everybody feels it. So I'm going to invite you to join me in a quick exercise to feel it for yourself. So close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths and just feel your body. So I'm going to ask you to repeat for yourself a phrase that is not true. I want you to repeat it 3 times, and I want you to just feel where you feel that statement in your body. What does it feel like? So I want it to be a statement that is just inherently untrue. For me, I would say, I hate puppies, right? Because that couldn't be further from the truth. But you decide. So 3 times right now, repeat that untrue, couldn't be less true phrase to yourself. Sitting with that in your body, where did you feel it and what did it feel like? Define that for yourself. And if I'm moving too quick and you need to revisit that when this broadcast is over and practice a little with it, please do. Sit with yourself. Where did you feel it and what did it feel like? That is your truthometer, right? That is your lie detector flashing its lights, that feeling. Now let's look at the flip side. This time, I want you to repeat something that you know in your heart to be true with every fiber of your being. It could be anything. It could be your name. It could be something about you. It could be the color of the sky. Whatever, you decide. But now, sitting with yourself, repeat that phrase 3 times. Good. Okay. What did you feel and where did you feel it? I'm not telling you mine because I don't want to influence yours, but if you want me to later, I will. But that is, again, your truthometer. That's how you know something resonates as truth to you, right? Now, is it true sometimes that your truth is different from someone else's truth? Yeah, definitely. And when that's the case, sometimes we have to agree to disagree and allow people to be on their own path. But as we wade out into the mire of misinformation, your biggest tools are an open mind, an ability to discern truth or untruth for yourself, and an ability to read critically, right? Right there, those 3 tools. So this week, I encourage you to practice those tools. If you have any questions, come and talk to me. I'll help you. But work on discerning truth for yourself. That is a deep part of your own inherent wisdom that you showed up here with. And you have every right to use it to the best of your ability to help you along your path. Well, you guys, we've done what we do. We've definitely talked down to the end of Unchurch. I promise this broadcast will be around 20 minutes, and it is. Have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. If you'd like to learn more about me, you can do so over at katie-weaver.com. Have a wonderful day. I'll be back next week, same place, same time. And of course, look for my scopes over on YouTube. They'll show up tomorrow, and that's Domestic Mystic on YouTube. Take care, you guys, and have a good day.